Every generation has its own promise. Yung sa atin, that is to end poverty, to heal the planet, and to build a future where no one is left behind. In 2015, the world wrote this promise into 17 goals with one deadline, and that is 2030. But here's the question. Kaya ba natin? These are the 17 sustainable goals or SDGs. And guys, they're not just for the government or for big corporations. They're for you, for me, for everyone. Let me tell you why. Let's rewind to the year 2000. The world was in trouble. Almost 1 in 4 people lived in extreme poverty. Millions of children couldn't go to school. Healthcare was weak, gender inequality was everywhere, and many communities lacked clean water. So the United Nations gathered world leaders at the Millennium Summit. They asked, what if we set global goals to fight these problems? That's when the Millennium Development Goals, or MDGs, were born. 8 targets with a 2015 deadline. The MDGs worked. Poverty was cut in half, millions more kids went to school, access to clean water improved. Pero, kulang. They didn't cover climate change, inequality, or environmental destruction. They were too narrow and mostly pang developing countries lang sila. So in 2015, the world leveled up. Leaders launched the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, a universal roadmap for all nations, rich or poor. And they gave us a deadline, 2030. When we say the SDGs are a roadmap to 2030, it means this. The world gave itself 15 years, from 2015 to 2030, to tackle poverty, protect the planet, and build fairer societies. Now you might ask, Jen, paano kung hindi natin ma-hit yung targets? Will the UN fine us? The answer is no. The SDGs are not legally binding. Walang UN police to penalize countries. But the consequences are real. More poverty, stronger typhoons, higher food and energy costs, and reputational risks. Investors, trade partners, and even customers are watching. So if we fail, the price is not a fine. It's the future. Now, let's look at the goals themselves. There are 17 in total, diba? But they're not random. They fall under 3 big pillars: people, planet, and governance or partnerships. The first pillar is people. These include ending poverty, ending hunger, ensuring health and education, promoting gender equality, and giving everyone access to clean water. Why group together? Because these are basic human needs. If people are hungry, sick, or uneducated, how can they live with dignity? How can they contribute to the economy? The people goals remind us that sustainability starts with protecting human life and opportunity. The second pillar is planet. This covers clean energy, decent work, sustainable cities, responsible consumption, climate action, protecting life on land, and life underwater. Why? Because our environment is the foundation. If we destroy forests, pollute the seas, or waste energy, the planet pushes back with stronger typhoons, floods, and food shortages. And sino nagsasuffer the most? The poor and the vulnerable. That's why environmental protection isn't a luxury, it's survival. And the third pillar is governance and partnerships. These goals focus on peace, justice, strong institutions, and working together. Why? Because change needs to be institutionalized. You can't rely only on individuals making eco-friendly choices. There must be laws, policies, and fair systems to guide everyone. Without good governance, inequality grows, corruption spreads, and the poor are left behind. So these 17 goals are connected. People can't thrive if the planet is collapsing. The planet can't be protected if the institutions are weak. And institutions won't matter if they don't serve the people. The SDGs force us to see the bigger picture. The SDGs aren't 17 separate boxes. They're one story of survival and opportunity. Let's try to bring this closer to home kasi baka iniisip nyo, SDGs naman, pang UN lang naman talaga yan, hindi naman pang sa atin yan. But actually, the Philippines has its own sustainability roadmap. And honestly, pag binasa natin siya, it's all about survival. Diba, we're blessed with amazing natural resources. So beaches, forests, minerals, but we're also one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. Ilan sa atin ang nakaranas na ng baha, bagyo, brownout, or presyo ng pagkain na bigla na lang tumataas. That's why sustainability for us is not just a buzzword. It's life or death. So, ano ang plano ng bansa dito? Dalawa ang big visions. We have ambition natin 2040. By then, the dream is to be a prosperous, middle-class, healthy, and resilient society. And then we also have the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. Ito yung short-term action plan that will turn that dream into policies and programs that push for inclusive and sustainable growth. Now, paano natin siya tinutupad? Let's go through the highlights. Climate change. May Climate Change Act and a National Climate Change Action Plan na tayo na already in place. Globally, we pledged in our nationally determined contribution to cut carbon emissions by up to 75% by 2030. Pero guys, most of that depends on international support. Locally, we have a national adaptation plan that runs until 2050 to make sure communities and businesses can survive disasters. Energy transition. Alam nyo ba, the target is for 35% of our power to come from renewables by 2030 and 50% by 2040. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, ang daming solar and wind projects popping up. Thanks to Renewable Energy Act and programs like the Green Energy Auction. Greener transport. So, mapapansin nyo rin na mas marami ng e-jeeps, EVs, and charging station. That's because of the Electric Vehicle Industry Development Act and the zero tariff policy on EV imports until 2028. Mas accessible na ngayon mag-EV. Waste and plastics. So, alam na natin to. Solid waste management is a forever challenge. The Ecological Solid Waste Management Act is supposed to make segregation mandatory. And yung mas bagong EPR law, which was enacted in 2022, forces big companies to collect and recycle their plastic packaging. And if they don't, may fine. Disaster preparedness. So, dahil nga madalas may bagyo, we also have the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Plan, which links climate and disaster planning para communities are always ready. And then we have financing the transition. Siyempre, kailangan natin ng pera. In 2021, the Philippines launched the Philippine Sustainable Finance Roadmap to guide investments into green projects. Si Bangko Sentral, ni-require niya banks to factor in environmental and social risks before lending. And the SEC, ni-require niya lahat ng publicly listed companies to publish sustainability reports. So there, kita naman natin, our sustainability roadmap is really about survival and opportunity, survive climate risks, and seize the chance to build a cleaner, fairer, more resilient economy. By 2040, ang target is to be a country where growth doesn't destroy the planet but protects people at the same time. So if you feel like policies are getting stricter, so may mga segregation na, plastic rules, reporting, hindi siya talaga red tape. It's part of a bigger roadmap for our survival. Now, here's the million peso question. Jen, bakit kailangan mag-care ang small businesses? First, because the risks will hit you too. Stronger typhoons means damaged inventory, flooded shops, higher food and energy costs. Inequality means mas konti ang customers who can afford your product. If the planet and society suffer, malamang maapektuhan din yung business mo. Second, because policies are tightening. We saw yung mga highlights and yung mga policies pushing for greener initiatives. So as 2030 approaches, expect more rules to push businesses, big and small, toward sustainability. Third, because investors and banks are already watching. Again, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas requires banks to integrate environmental and social risks into lending. So, if you want financing, your sustainability practices matter. Fourth, because customers are shifting. Paulit-ulit natin itong sinasabi na studies show 70% of Filipinos prefer eco-friendly products. Kung ang competitor may green and you're not, you'll be left behind. And finally, because aligning with SDGs is good strategy. When you show na you are part of these global goals, you're not just compliant, you're future-proof. You build trust, attract opportunities, and make your business resilient. Here's the key. SMEs don't have to tick all 17 boxes. The smarter move is to strategize. Step 1. Check if your products or services contradict any of those goals. Ang guiding principle dapat natin is that when we provide products or services, we should not cause any harm to anyone or anything. That means walang harm sa community, walang harm sa environment. Step 2. Choose your focus goals. Hindi naman kailangan yung buong 17 goals talagang masuportahan mo. Good if yes, pero not necessarily kasi some businesses baka mas relevant lang sila to specific SDGs. So, kunyari, farmer ka, baka ang focus mo is zero hunger. Or kunyari, startup company ka, baka ang focus mo is innovation. Step 3, plan for compliance and opportunity. Again, policies will tighten. Align now so you're ready for stricter rules and position for growth. So don't treat the SDGs as a checklist. Treat them as a strategy map. Ask yourself, am I avoiding harm? Am I focusing on the right goals? Am I telling my story? Am I ready for the future? The SDGs are more than colorful icons. They're a promise to the world, to the Philippines, and to ourselves that by 2030, we will do better. And for small businesses, this isn't just global talk. It's about survival, opportunity, and pride. Aligning with the SDGs means you're not only preparing for stricter laws, you're also building customer trust, attracting investors, and creating a business that lasts. And if you're asking, Jen, saan ba ako magsisimula? Don't worry, chill lang. Kasi we have free ESG quick assessment tool. The link is in the description. It can show you how mature you are in terms of sustainability and what you can do to improve on your maturity score. And lastly, if this video made you think, please subscribe to this channel for more videos. Or if you've already subscribed, please share this with your friends para they can also be informed. Kasi guys, when your business aligns with the SDGs, you're not just earning profit, you're building a future. So I hope to see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.